This is Mike Feinberg with the Fighting News. I'm standing here with 2019 Florida Boxing Hall of Fame inductee, Pete Brodsky. How you doing, Pete?
I'm doing great, thank you very much.
Pete was entered in as a trainer.
I was entered as a trainer, correct. And I was elected last year into the New York Boxing Hall of Fame. And even though I'm from New York, I've been here 20 years and this is my town now. So Florida I love, and getting inducted here has been beyond description. It's just been great. I had the luck to train several very great fighters from this area. One was Freddie Pendleton, won the lightweight title. And then I trained Danny Edouard. They call him the Haitian Sensation. He got up to a title fight with Jermaine Taylor. And several other guys, Robert Camia, Richard Hall, and on, whether they were great fighters or not. I just want to say the most important thing about boxing to me is that it gets people of all race, religions, and creeds, puts us together, and makes us learn that the world is just what it appears to be. People are people, no differences whatsoever. And that's what I got from boxing.
Right. Well, how did you feel about this weekend?
Well, of course, it was really kind of reminiscent for me. Richard Hall, Emerson Albert, two or three other of the fighters that were inducted, I either trained or worked against in bouts. And one thing about boxing, you know, two guys could be in the ring together for as little as 12 minutes in a 4-round fight. But in that 12 minutes or a 12-round title fight, you learn a lot about each other, maybe never having met each other before. You find something out about him, and most importantly, you find something out about yourself. And again, boxing is the ambassador in the world of sports to show people togetherness, and that no matter where you're from and where you came from, there's no sky is the limit. You can really do great things with your life.
Right. I know a little about you, and I know you have trained some fantastic fighters, and I know you also train a lot of guys out in Long Island,
right.
Some of which who were friends of mine. So you and I have met in the past, you just don't remember.
I think I do. Carmine Tufano.
No. We're talking about days of, I guess we're at Westbury Gym. You were training some guys out of there. I had a very good friend of mine named Jacques Lewis back in the day. You helped Jacques out a little bit before he passed on.
Jacques Lewis was a heavyweight.
Yes.
A guy that always had a smile on his face.
That's the guy.
And a heart this big for everybody.
That's the guy.
And losing Jacques was a tremendous setback for all of us.
Right.
I mean that, of course. I can actually say he was a pleasure to be around, whether it was in the gym, in the locker room, or at the fight. Jacques Lewis was a great guy, and I always remember Jacques, really.
It was through him that I got to know Cletus, Seldin, some other guys as well from the gym,
right.
So I still have a connection with some of those guys and keep communication to keep Jacques' memory alive.
Yeah, and you know, when I go back to Long Island, one friend of mine in particular, Steve Damiani, he was very, very friendly with Jacques. We all worked in nightclubs together. And whenever I see him, I think of Jacques. Because if there was anybody that was ever a gentle giant, it was Jacques. Because they don't make him like him too often.
That's right.
He's a great guy. And all I could say is to everybody back in New York and all the guys that came through my gym in New York, we had a lot of great times. Some guys came on and won the world championship, and several of them fought for titles. But one thing I know for sure, at the end of the day, you don't have to have a lot of talent to become a champ or contest for a title. Because a lot of guys that I had just were tough guys in the street, had big hearts, got rid of all their bad habits, and trained diligently day in and day out. So, well, I could say to those guys that didn't win the title and almost did, I'm just as proud of you, or as proud of a guy that never won a fight. Because just to do this, go in the ring, be before a group of people you don't know, and put your butt right on the line out there, takes a lot of guts. And that translates into guys going on in life, having mutual respect and consideration, and never underestimating other people. And boxing has been the best thing in my life outside of my wife and my family. And I want to thank you very much.
We appreciate your time. Thanks a lot,
Okay.
Pete. Congratulations to you.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to give a shout out to Cletus Seldin. One of my fighters just won a big fight last week. He knocked out Zab Judah, TKO in the 11th round, up at the International Boxing Hall of Fame. So he's going to be in line for a WBA title shot, and he put a lot into it, so I'm very happy for him.
Yes, yeah, we'll all be punching for him.
All right, man.
All right.